Hey, it's been a long time since I've done a review, so I would like to do a review of one of my favourite films, Merlin, starring Sam Neill, John Gielgud, Helen Bonham Carter, Rutger Hauer, Miranda Richardson, Martin Short, Isabella Rossellini, and the voice of James Earl Jones. I'll read you the back. In a time long past when magic was fading from the world, the wicked sorceress Mab, the Queen of Darkness, summoned forth a mighty wizard to keep the power of the old ways alive. The wizard's name was Merlin. When his heart is touched by the love of beautiful Nimue, Merlin turns away from Mab's dark enchantments. In anger, Mab allows Merlin to be captured by Lord Vortigern and imprisoned with Nimue. When Arthur is born, Mab immediately puts a curse on him, allying himself with the young warrior who will rise to become the legendary King Arthur. Merlin pledges his mystic skills to Arthur's visionary cause, bringing peace and justice to a realm haunted by monsters and ravaged by war, and setting the stage for the ultimate clash of good against evil. With spellbinding performances from all-star international cast and spectacular special effects, Merlin conjures up an epic golden age of wondrous magic, supernatural passions, and unforgettable adventure. This DVD contains complete enchanting tale to whisk you away on another time and another place. Special features include scene index, cast and crew biographies, production notes, the legend of Merlin and the making of Merlin, and the running time is 174 minutes, so roughly 3 hours, give or take. Yeah, I absolutely love it. It's one of my favourite films. Absolutely love it. Merlin's been played by Sam Neill, and Miranda. Make sure I get it right. Miranda Richardson is playing Mab, and unlike the stereotypical films, like the typical. Arthur is a Christian king trying to stamp out the old evil ways, the pagan ways, which is like the old emphasis of the church versus the old ways sort of thing. It's more it's got the stories there, the Arthurian legend there, but it's more centered around Merlin. Merlin's not helping Arthur because of Christianity. He's helping him out because he's well, as far as Merlin's concerned, I mean, obviously he's not infallible, but he's pure of heart, so to speak. He's the hero that Merlin seeks. So he's it's all to do basically stopping Mab, because Mab is causing all this trouble to stop this new force taking over the land. In terms of, she hasn't got anything personal against Arthur, it's just the ways that they follow. So she helps to be at the beginning. But also, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen this, then I suggest you don't watch this video, because I'll make it a bit away. But Mab basically goes and supports Vortigern, who then who represents the old way, so she supports him to try and sabotage Merlin's plan. But what started Merlin off on this quest was basically when he was Mab was responsible for creating Merlin in a way, but at childbirth the mother was dying, and Mab had potentially the power to save her, but she let the mother die. Merlin doesn't find this out till later by Mab's sister, twin sister, played by the same actress, the Lady of the Lake. It's kind of like Mab's the earth, the land sort of spirit, and the Lady of the Lake is the water spirit. But yeah, she allows the mother to die. The handmaiden or servant of, or friend to Merlin's mother, Auntie M, basically brings him up, adopts him, raises him, because she says to Mab, you're no good at it, because Mab doesn't really understand human emotion and stuff, and that thing about parenting and stuff. So anyway, there comes a point when Merlin becomes a man. He goes to Mab's underground domain and learns and there's like a, not sure if it's a gnome or a pixie or something like that, but it could, because in my opinion it's a bit too tall, but played by Martin Short, who, if you remember, he starred in The Three Amigos, and also he was in Inner Space, where he gets the needle in his bum. Basically he plays a character called Frick, who is the henchman or the servant of Mab, and he teaches Merlin to help use his powers. But then when Merlin finds out about his mother's death, he wants to leave the domain, and basically Auntie M gets killed by Mab, or she does something that shocks her and causes her to die, and he basically from then swears revenge to stop her, basically. And basically she also exploits his love for Nimue in it as well, and that further makes him want to defeat Mab. It's not to do about helping Christianity in a way. It's like the original. He's still rooted in his pagan ways. It's just that he wants to stop Mab, because basically Mab, she's as stated by the characters who follow her, she used to be like a Mother Nature, Mother Earth. She used to be a loving goddess, who looked after people, but because she's basically crossed that line, and so therefore Merlin goes, right, that's out of revenge, goes, okay, you may have tricked me into using my powers, but I swear I'm going to use these powers to put an end to you. And in the end he obviously does. Unfortunately, even though it deserves it, it was a straight to DVD. Well, it wasn't straight to DVD. It was on TV. It was like a TV film, TV drama film. But it's a shame it didn't go to cinema, because it is actually worth going to cinema, being shown on cinema. It's because it's in two parts, but if you basically if you put it together, like it says on there, it's about 3 hours, give or take. So. But the quality of the effects and all that are really good. Sam Neill was brilliant as Merlin. Helen Bonham Carter plays Morgana, his stepsister, who then, with the help of Mab, gives birth to Mordred. And then she uses Mordred like Merlin uses King Arthur. And then there's this fight to try out, see who comes out on top. And there was a sequel which is not kind of directly connected, because some of the characters are not there and the stories don't really connect. But there's a sequel called Merlin's Apprentice, again with Sam Neill as Merlin and Miranda Richardson as the Lady Lake. She's not as Mab, but as Lady Lake. But yeah, it's got to be one of my favourite films. There's also trial and errors, this, where he has to find a knight to protect King Arthur's court, while King Arthur goes off to find a Holy Grail, and he chooses Lancelot, and thinking that Lancelot is going to be the one to do it. Then that causes a problem with Guinevere, and after all that, he shouts at the Lady Lake, and Lady Lake then says it wasn't my fault. Lancelot wasn't the one, and then he realises it wasn't Lancelot he was meant to bring back to Camelot. It was actually his son Galahad. So yeah, no, it's a good fact. It's not just It's a PG. It's not, it's a. I recommend it for any family to watch. I can't emphasise how good it is. It's brilliant. Obviously, I don't want to give too much away, don't you? Because otherwise, there's no point in you watching it if I tell you the whole story. But Martin Short, as ever, is funny in it. Well, it's got loads of good actors in it. John Gielgud's only in it for a short time. Rutger Hauer is a brilliant villain. Obviously, got the beautiful Isabella Rossellini, and Helen Bonham Carter, as you may know from Frankenstein, Sweeney Todd, Terminator Salvation, and various other films. She's brilliant as well, as ever. Oh, and Fight Club as well. And basically, also the story's done by, it's narrated by an older Merlin, and it basically starts from him narrating it from his birth all the way to when he's older. And is there a happy ending? Well, I'm not going to tell you that because I don't want to ruin that part, but it is a good film, and I recommend, out of 10, I don't care what anyone else says, but I give that a 10 out of 10. There's the box. You can get it on DVD on Amazon. I highly recommend it. The sequel, Merlin's Apprentice, not too bad. I wouldn't say it's brilliant, but it's good to add on there. And so yeah, that's my review of the Merlin film. And like I said, it's one of my favourite films, and I recommend it. It's a good family film, good classic. It's not doing it from the stereotypical view of the Merlin, of the Arthurian stories. It's all about centred around Merlin. And yeah, so that's my review of the Merlin film. Take care.